Hi everyone, and thank you so much for watching this video. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Bridget and I've been asked to talk for a few minutes on sharing some thoughts about mindset. So just a little bit of background about me. I've been an entrepreneur for over 35 years, and in the last 10 years I've really taken a very deep interest into the effects of our inside world and what it has on our outside world. So today what I'm going to really do is sort of break down and identify some of the things that hold us back, and then provide a few possible solutions, right? Because we don't want to be problem focused, we always want to be solution focused. So as basic as it might seem, mindset is really about focus. Focus is just one word that we can use in many different ways that will allow us to stay really concentrated on the task in hand. Now, why is focus so important for mindset? Well, quite simply because the mind is, in case you haven't noticed, is a very, very busy place. And our job is to direct our thoughts into the job in hand, which gives us amazing focus. And then how do we do that? Why is this so important? Well, quite simply because when we're really focused on the job in hand, in and of itself, we forget about what am I going to get out of this, or who's going to buy this product, or who am I going to be able to influence with this particular piece of work. And that is when the work in and of itself becomes a very, very, very high quality. There's a great book called The Score Takes Care of Itself by a fantastic football coach, Bill Walsh. And this is really the principle I'm talking here. If we really are concentrated on doing the best work that we can to the best of our ability, all those scattered thoughts, which are by definition not helpful, will start to calm down, and it will give us that power of concentration which enables us to take our lives to the next level. So the other part of mindset is really about practice, consistency and discipline. Okay, so sometimes we don't like to hear that. So yeah, I'm disciplined in my habits, I go to the gym every day, I'm disciplined about what I eat. But what about learning how to discipline your mind? And that is really where the real work starts, because I always say that whatever life is about, it really is an inside job. What we want to have inside ourselves is a state of presence, of calm, of confidence, of serenity, of joy, all the time. So we probably have some mental house cleaning to do. And the way that we do that is like everything, we develop certain routines and habits that enable us to go in and do that little bit of mental housekeeping every single day. One of my friends used to say, it's like showering, we recommend it daily. So I'm just going to talk about a couple of practices. There are lots and lots of different ways that you can do that, but some of the things that we can do to train that muscle to make us really strong in our levels of focus. So, there are some obvious ones that everyone will have heard about, which is meditation. Okay, so meditation is amazing because it gives us the power of focus. Recommend twice daily for 15 minutes at the same time every day if possible, and that will enable us to develop this superpower of concentration or of focus. One of the other things we can do is to really be disciplined in the way that we read, because a lot of people say, oh, I'm not a reader, and I don't like reading. But it's not necessarily the reading of itself, it's the discipline in and of itself of being able to focus on a page or 3 pages or a chapter at any given time, which enables us to develop the power of focus. So they say that leaders are readers, and I really, really, truly believe that. It's very important because we're in a world of audio, we're in a world of video. The proof is I'm talking here. But ultimately, when we can read in a focused manner for 20 minutes a day, it's great for training the brain. All right, so one of the other things we can do in our daily lives when we're active is really train ourselves to pay attention to when somebody else is talking, right? Because often we hear someone's talking, and if we're not really super interested, we find there's a little bit of mind activity going on at the same time. So this is again about centered awareness and being focused on whatever is in front of us, Often it's having a conversation with somebody and doing them the honor and the privilege of giving them your full and undivided attention. Not only will the person be much more greatly blessed by that interaction with you, but you again will be training your mind to stay focused on the job in hand. And ultimately, the benefit is not just for the person, but of course it's for you as well. So daily routines like this, that when you set your own schedule, really do have amazing benefits. To do it the other way is literally zero benefit and 100% cost. You know, in economics, they talk about a cost benefit analysis, and really this is zero cost with 100% benefit. So there is a price to pay no matter what. It's not a financial price. It's the price of freedom. And I don't mean financial freedom. I mean freedom inside yourself, which is the only place we have to live, right? You're in there, right? You're in there, okay? Right, you know you're in there, and what you want to do is really understand that this is a process, and it comes through daily disciplines and daily habits that eventually get you to a point where you're a highly conscious being and you're in the present moment intensely, no matter what you're doing, whether it's boring, whether it's exciting, whether it's entertaining, whether it's educating, it doesn't matter what it is, you are there with your full focus. And to do that, we practice it, as I said, consistently. Okay, so the first thing is, last thing I want to say is really about what happens when we find ourselves getting sucked into some kind of a drama, right? Now, listen, guys, we do this even for the small things. The weather, it's weather. Why do we moan about the weather? So the first thing is we have to start to recognize when we're getting sucked into some kind of a drama, that for the most part we can do absolutely nothing about, apart from moan and whinge, and that's not good for the mindset. And the second thing is to work on the small things, work on the low-hanging fruit, okay? Work on the small things first. Identify and become aware of when we're having that mental chatter, which is not positive and not helpful and not productive, and to immediately don't try and fix that. Get behind it and use what we call the technique of relax and release. Okay, so, okay, that's probably not that helpful. Eventually you end up laughing at it, right? Because when you start becoming aware of your own thoughts, you realize that they, for the most part, aren't very helpful, and they talk a lot of rubbish, and they go on and on and on. So the first thing is to step back a little bit, relax and release, relax your body, do a bit of breathing, whatever it takes you to just get back into center. That is an amazing, easy and doable thing that we can do consistently throughout the day. Relax and release. Don't get sucked into the drama, and we're not going to go down what I call a psychological rabbit hole. Don't try and figure out why you're having these negative thoughts. Don't try and figure out why you're trying to have these fears. Don't try and, figure out because it was something my ex said to me, or something my mum and dad did to me, or something my teacher did, or, my client said this to me yesterday. Don't touch it. Just get behind it, relax and release. It will bring you back to center and focus 100% on the job in hand. And that will give you an amazing power. It's called, in spiritual terms, it's called karma yoga. And this is really where you come back to the job in hand, you give it your full focus, and you will find little by little, the mind will start thinning out. Okay, that chatter will start thinning out and thinning out and thinning out over the course of time, and it will be replaced by an immense power of creativity, of positivity, of joy, of energy, which you've never experienced before on a long period of time. Now, we've experienced this occasionally, when we've had something really nice happen to us and we feel like a rush of energy. We can be like that all the time when we learn how to get behind the mind, see what's happening, relax and release, and then move forward to be able to focus entirely on the job in hand. It is a minute by minute, day by day discipline. It's not something we just do in the morning. That meditation morning and night is helpful, but ultimately it's a day by day, 24/7 job, and pretty much, for the rest of our lives, unless we go to such a high level we don't need to do it anymore. But believe me, there aren't many people like that on this planet. So a minute by minute schedule really helps us develop that focus. Time for me, time for my family, and time for my business, in that order. And when we set that out in a planner, yes, things can go wrong. Yes, we can get challenges. That's okay. Things get, curveballs start throwing at us, but that's absolutely fine. As long as we start off with a plan and we give structure to our day to show up and be the best possible version of ourselves, then we can really move forward and develop a winning mindset. So work on these things. I hope this has been helpful. And in the meantime, wishing you a wonderful day and see you all soon. Bye-bye.